Yeah, she's playing meek. Well, in the case of that Indian girl I was talking about, it's because there's an arena, a culturally created arena of power, and let's say in this case of beauty and fanfare. So in the case of that Indian girl, she didn't want to play the game, but secretly envied the white girls. She wasn't able to hold her position because the culture is the culture. It permeates everything. You can't really opt out. How can you opt out if it's everywhere? And why would you want to opt out? And by opting out, you're presuming that there's something wrong about it. I don't judge it. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't change anything in my life. Why can't I take my position and let those who want to play that game to that extreme play it? Now, why do I have to act meek like I'm a victim of the culture or a victim of those who play the game? At the end of the day, it's because you're scared. First of all, you're envious. You wished you could be in their position. You don't make the effort because you're a coward. Because it's a game, you don't want to bother making the effort because you could fail. And if you play the game, you're going to have to compete with people who are really addicted to the game and who may be very vicious and mean with you. Because that's part of the game. Well, at least some people play like this. A lot of people play like this. And you don't have the inner poise and equanimity to hold yourself right at your center, hold your position, remain in the cafeteria. I'm in the cafeteria, I'm a student. Why would I not be in the cafeteria if I'm a student? Students are in the cafeteria. Why can't I hold my position and respect myself and respect the other people and their game? So that's a whole other level of the game. So in that case, the people who tend to act too meek don't have access to a real equanimity, that means wisdom and understanding of the nature of the game and where you fit in. They don't understand that. They secretly covet the white girl's position. Ain't got nothing to do with the white girl, but you understand, in that example, they want to be her. Well, it actually works, the white girl. They don't necessarily want to make the efforts. They're scared because the game is violent. This is a ruthless game. This is not a game of love or friendship. This is a game where everybody is going to backstab everybody. You see them American TV shows? This is exactly what it is. So the person opt for the meekness, where they're a victim. And eventually, that's a form of game, by the way. That means you're like the poor little wounded animal. And at some point, you'll have a guy who's a little confused. Oh, there's a wounded animal, somebody I can take care of because I can't get the girl in the cafeteria. And he's going to fall for the little Bambi that's hurt. And she got hurt. That's her strategy. So she didn't really opt out of the game. She played that game of the meekness. But what she really wants, or at least that's what she thinks, because she may be confused, is I wish I was in their position, because look at all the attention they get, and look at all the choices they have, and I wish I was that, and why, and then I'm ugly, and I'm this, and I'm that. Yeah, but saying I'm this, and I'm ugly, and I'm this, and I'm that, gives her a power, which allows her to play the meek game, which is going to catch some sucker. So she's in the game, while pretending to have somewhat opt out, but she didn't opt out at all. You can't. Well, if you want to opt out, that means you need to be like a lotus floating on the glass of milk. Does the lotus floating on a glass of milk, has it opt out? Let's say you have a pond and you have a lotus floating at the top of it. It's rooted in the game. It's rooted at the bottom of the lake, right? The stem goes all the way to the top. Here comes the lily. It's literally in the game. Yeah, it doesn't know what's going on underneath the water. It doesn't care. But it's totally in the game. It hasn't left the game. It's just found its place of equanimity and poise and balance, totally rooted in the game. It's elevated itself above the game, yet it is still in the game, yet unaffected by the game. Well, to pretend that you don't want to play doesn't give you that power. And that's what a lot of people try to do. So I know, and they judge it, and they become geeks or pseudo-intellectuals, and they spend their time criticizing that because it hurts them, because they don't understand the game, and the game hurts them. They feel rejected, they feel ugly, because that's the game. They feel rejected, that they feel not good enough, they feel not intelligent enough, they feel that they're not this and that, so they're hurt, so now they reject those who play the game in order to feel that they're superior. I'm like, you're right in the game. They're playing a game. So find your position. I don't want to be part of that. I'm like, how can you not be part of it? Do you understand? When it rains, it rains. It rains for everybody. Even if you have a wetsuit, it's raining. Right? This is the illusion of the pseudo-spiritual person, or the pseudo-anti-culture person, or the pseudo-anarchist. I'm like, you cannot, this is everywhere. It's like a sound wave that is pumped from the very center of modernity all the way to fucking Mars.